Hello and welcome to another installment of Indie Mayflies, my video series focused on highlighting indie games so small you may not even know they were there to begin with. On today's video we'll take a look at Koi, a teeny tiny bit of interactive art I picked up on Nintendo's latest New Year sale. The first thing I noticed when I saw this title in action was just how gorgeous it looked. Koi is probably one of the most beautiful games I've played, and not just indies, video games in general. It has this soft, simplistic art style that immediately draws you in. Without hyperbole, seeing all this beauty for the first time made all of the annoyances and frustrations I was dealing with at the moment fade into the background. From that first glimpse at its gameplay footage, I knew I had to play it. It felt like something I needed at the time, something calm and peaceful to soothe my tired brain. But of course I don't just buy games on a whim. Ever since the incident, I investigate into all and everything I buy. So when I looked up reviews for Koi, I was a bit startled. Game industry pundits were not kind to this one, giving it as low as 2 and 3 out of 10 in certain places, with the main complaints being the lack of content and the overly simplistic gameplay. And when I was faced with that striking disparity between what I thought the game was like and what reviewers had to say about it, I immediately understood what I was dealing with. Koi wasn't made as a video game, it was intended to be an experience. It's the kind of game I tend to come across quite often, and while I don't always get them, I try to give these titles a fair chance. As long as the experience they're trying to create is compelling, I don't care if their gameplay lacks mechanical complexity. So, the question is that true for Koi? And I'm willing to say yes. All you do in this game, from beginning to end, is you swim around various bodies of water as a tiny fish and open flowers across the level. You have some obstacles in your way, like the hostile blackfish patrolling certain areas that will attack you if it spots you, occasional puzzles to keep things interesting, and also stage gimmicks. And that, for the most part, is it. That's the game. A casual playthrough won't even take 2 hours, the amount of content on offer here really is quite modest. But that's not the point. The point is to get relaxed, clear your head, and do something simple and satisfying for like 20 minutes at a time. Koi achieves this goal with 2 things. Gorgeous visuals that just sink into your eyeballs, melting your brain, and beautiful music that, while a bit too grand and loud in places, sets the mood and tone for the level. One of the game's themes is purification, and the excellent use of harp and piano music emphasizes it quite nicely. These 2 elements pretty much make the game. Not the gameplay mechanics, not the level design, the music and the visuals already make Koi a wonderful experience that just stops you for a moment and cleanses your mind from all the rubbish that's happened that day. And that's not even all it does. At the heart of the game lies a cute little story with an environmental message, which you unlock by collecting puzzle pieces scattered around the level. That incentivizes exploration, which is cool, but some of the areas are rather big and largely empty, so it can take a little while to find everything. Your main objective, however, is to just open the flowers you come across, which isn't particularly difficult. Even if you do end up struggling, you can always just press a button and the game will nudge you in the direction of the closest flower. And here's our main curveball. As you go through the game, the narrative takes a turn for a darker tone as the brave little fish you're controlling ventures into polluted waters to try and save its friends. This unfortunately is where that relaxing atmosphere of peace and playfulness goes away and you're exposed to a lot of unsettling things, with the environments drastically changing from bright and colorful to grim and dreary. The gameplay remains the same, you're still spreading beauty and harmony wherever you go, but there's no comfort there like at the beginning. It serves to make the story more impactful, and it doesn't last long. This is where Koi's length works in its favor, so by no means do I consider it a bad thing. All I'm saying is I wouldn't have minded an entire game of just swimming in a beautiful pond, playing with its inhabitants and opening pretty flowers. That would have been an ultimate stress reliever. As it is, Koi is just a charming little game that strives to do more things that you'd expect from this kind of indie effort. It could have just been a one-trick pony that only implements a single idea, but turned out to be something much more accomplished. It has you do different things in each level, it gives you a story to follow, it even has collectibles and unlockable skins for your adorable little protagonist. Koi, in a word, is just cute, and I'm very glad I gave it a go. You can pick it up for as little as $1 on Steam, and while console versions might seem a bit pricey, they do go on sale every now and again. It may not be for everyone, but if you're in need of something really beautiful, I would recommend you try Koi. It's pretty much beauty incarnate.